What's up, YouTube? Welcome to another video. It's been a long, very long time. At least that's how I feel. It's been I think maybe just over a week, maybe two, I don't know. Time flies, guys, and especially when you're traveling, the days are just, it's like fairy dust. You don't know what day it is. It just comes and goes. But today is Saturday, I know that, and I will be showing you what we have been doing for the last week or so. So this video is going to be a little bit longer. I think it's going to be around 20 minutes. So spare some time and take it with you. Take some coffee, take some tea, take some breakfast, and let's see what we have been doing. We started off in a small town called Bilbao, and that was where we actually visited one vegan cafe called Bohemian Lane, where we had different kinds of cakes, actually 4 of them. I am a huge fan of cakes, I'm gonna be honest, but the reason we usually go to these places where we're gonna have to buy something is because we need to charge our laptops or phones, or we need to use the internet to upload videos. So we are now in a supermarket, Carrefour, whatever it's called. It's the same in French. Sorry, in France. And now we're gonna pick some fruits, vegetables, and something else because we're going up to the mountains. Sorry, 1 liter for €3. And this is super cheap. I'll tell you a comparison. In Estonia, you're gonna have to pay up to, I think it was €3 for 250 milliliters, which means a liter would be in Estonia like €12. Unbelievable. I'm just kidding. After the grocery store, it was time to go on the road and start driving towards Picos de Europa. Picos de Europa was a huge park. It was 646 square kilometers long, or big. So, as you can see from the videos again, Picos de Europa, the videos don't show much because the reality is different than the videos and pictures, but Picos de Europa was filled with mountains, some of them even reaching up to 2,000 meters above sea level. They had beautiful forests, a lot of rocks, a lot of caves. They even had deers, wolves and bears, which we didn't see unfortunately, but still it was a beautiful place, and all the rivers and valleys, and it was just out of this world. So the very first evening when we got to the Picos de Europa, there was a very curvy, like very narrow and very curvy road between huge mountains until we reached the information center in Picos de Europa. And first night we spent there in the visit center parking lot. The other day we wanted to visit one of the main locations on the Picos de Europa, which was the cable car that was going to take us to the top of the mountains. It is around 9 AM. We are now in Picos de Europa National Park, which is 646 square kilometers big. That means it's huge. Take a look at this mountain behind me. I don't even know if you can see it, if the camera can tell, but this is huge. I don't know if you can see this. I can see there's a house, and that's where the cars go. The cable cars go. You see, up there. There's a small house. Let me see if you can zoom in. That's where we're going. Okay, breakfast is finished. We are packed. Our bag is full of stuff, and okay. So the cable car maximum people that it can carry is 20. It's gonna last us. It's gonna take us 3 minutes and 40 seconds to get to the top. Continue. We are at the moment
From sea level.
1070 meters from sea level, and we're gonna go up to the top station. The peak of the mountain will be 1,823 meters. Unfortunately, as life sometimes is, it gives you up and downs, which is obvious and which is okay. So we had our first downside on the Picos de Europa trip. Apparently, guys, it's closed. Oh, I'm disappointed. It's a shame. It's such a beautiful weather. It's sunny. It's warm. It's closed because it's too windy up there. Even though it was super windy and they didn't let us go up there on top of the mountains on 2,000 meters above sea level, we did not quit. We did not stop. We traveled by car and we found different sketchy roads, quite normal roads, some bad roads, and we finally got some up to maybe 1,826 meters, which was nearly the same heights that we could go with the cable car, and it was super windy. Saying boring snow. Besides wind and almost nearly killing ourselves on the mountains from falling off the cliffs, we saw wild horses. We are somewhere on top of the mountains and we saw wild horses, guys. Wild horses. Check it out. They're here. Massive poop. Then of course, after the long journey, you have to eat something, right? There. Now it's time to wrap it up. Not a professional. This is the part I hate the most, because everything, I just don't know how to do it. So this is how I do it. I just put one over and then I try to squeeze in the other one as well, but it's something like this. By the end of the first day, we ended up somewhere in a small village called Kain, which was somewhere in the valleys of big mountains, and we stayed there in the parking lot for one night. It was extremely windy. The car shook during the whole evening, the whole night, and I almost felt like we were gonna be rolling over with the car and we're gonna die on a flat surface. In the morning, we started hiking. Hello. Hello. There's seriously like hundreds of cats in the city, in the town. I think they're all hungry. What is happening, guys? What is happening here? I'm gonna have to use the flashlight because we can't see nothing in the caves. It is impossible to describe with the words that what we're seeing and what we've been experiencing here in Picos de Europa. Check it out. It's total emptiness, total separation, just me and Elise. There was a couple before in front of us, but we cannot see them anymore. I think they might have picked up a fast tempo. It's a little bit scary, I have to admit it. And that was about our trip in Picos de Europa. And again, it is super hard to give you the comparison or the visuals by video and by pictures, what we actually saw and what we felt and how we saw things and everything. It was so enormous. Everything was big, huge. it was very beautiful, and it's something you have to see yourself. So after the Picos de Europa, we decided we're gonna go traveling on the coastline again, on the beaches, and it was our first. It was, I think, our first or second beach, and we ended up on a different beach, but that was actually because the parking lot was near to the beach we were going, so we were searching for a secret beach. Okay, we made a stop because we reached our next destination, the beach over there. That was not the destination, but it's still beautiful. This is Atlantic Ocean, say hello. 500 or up to 1,000 meters, and then we should be seeing a private beach. Because funny thing is that we don't remember anymore what we have put on our destination list. So every time we get a new destination, we're gonna have to Google it to see if it's actually worth visiting. Because we created the list like 2-3 months ago. Pretty cool, right? This is a private beach, so it's linked or connected with the ocean, because on the other side of that little mountain or hill is ocean. So after we took in all the fresh air and the coolness and the freshness and the happiness of the ocean, Atlantic Ocean, in the very next morning we had to wash our car. The car started to smell because there were constantly different dogs peeing on our car. Fast forward in time, after we had seen the secret beach, the very next day or the same evening we actually got to a nearby point next to the beach where was a parking lot made for caravans. And next we were actually on the beach that was similar to the ones that we saw on the pictures, unfortunately, in Australia, near Adelaide, the 12 Apostles. We are having our morning walk. We were just wanted to see if we can actually go on the beach, because yesterday you could. Yesterday you could walk even there and even there and all the way across there, but at the moment I can see that from there is already the ocean that is stopping us from walking, and I can actually walk only there. So since the ocean level was so high in the morning, we had to wait, and the best way to wait was to do some exercises. After the first good training and visiting the beach, we started to heading down more to the south, and we ended up in Crystal Beach. The beach was covered with, it used to be a dump site where people dumped all those and throw away all those glass bottles, and now the ocean had polished all the glass the way that it feels like they were all covered in crystals. So after we had seen all the crystals on the beach and also seen enough of the North Spain, it was time for us to move on to Portugal, the big destination we had been waiting for. So the first city we were visiting was Porto, which seems to be one of the biggest cities in Portugal and also in northern Portugal. As soon as she finishes cleaning up her smartphone cover, we're gonna be moving. The reason why she is cleaning it is because she dropped her phone into the ocean a couple of days ago. This ticket here, maybe from there, because the park and ride tickets, these are for parking and using public transports as well, because otherwise the parking will be very expensive, 15 minutes 30 euro cents. But with this card it's gonna be 12 hours, it's gonna be €1. We did the same thing in Amsterdam last year. 5 minutes has passed and we're still here. We can't figure it out. But a few thoughts about Porto. The city wasn't very attractive to us, and we are not a city persons. We don't like big cities, and to be honest, we just walked. We quickly took a quick tour, but it was time to say goodbye to Porto and move on with the next destination, which is Bom Jesus, which is a church or a mountain, a church on top of the mountain, and it's dedicated to Jesus Christ, I think. I don't know the story behind it. But it was a beautiful place. It was a super big area. There were those, and there were also those famous Bom Jesus stairs. Basically that's it. That has been our trip for the past week or so. I'm gonna be leaving you with one more clip from the Bom Jesus, and I just feel that I wanted to share quick thoughts on visualizing and how to create your life and create your future and how to build your life. So stick around. There's one more thing that I wanted to say, and it's I wanted to talk about visualization, because it's the only tool that you have, and it's the only tool you need to create something into your life. And there's a quote that says that what the mind can conceive, it can achieve. And it means that whatever you can imagine, you can actually create, bring, or invite into your physical world as well, so into your life. And that's very simple. It's actually the truth. That's how I have always been trying to do and write my books and do any other projects. You always start by visualizing, and the same was with our trip. We saw the picture online, and that's when our visualization kicked in. Just to show you an example, our situation with the trip we have. Everything started by looking at pictures online, and it all seemed kind of foggy and in the distance. It wasn't very touchable thing, but it was in our heads and in our minds constantly, all the weeks and all the months that we planned, and we talked about traveling and talked about going somewhere, and what's the weather like and what's the culture like, and so on. But as soon as we started to go deep with the information, and as soon as we started to accept and visualize even by unconsciously visualize how we are traveling and what we would be feeling and how we would be feeling. And that was the moment when we realized that this is why it's so simple, because everything starts from here. So keep on dreaming and never forget that the visualization power, or the power within the visualization, is enormous. And the more you use it in your daily life, the more you're gonna be creating your life deliberately. Because no one wants to live a life that is created by default, because then life controls you. But we want to control the life, not by in a bad way, but in a positive way. We want to be in the control of our lives and of our emotions and so on. So the best way to do that, and the best way you can do that, is by starting to know who you are as a person, and try to be more self-aware. And as I said before, try to visualize more, try to play games with your mind and the things you want to achieve, and with things whom you want to become. Anyway, that's it for today. I don't have anything else to say. I think I ran out of ideas. Thanks for watching. I hope you did enjoy these moments that I've shared with you, and go build your future by using manifestation and visualization tools. See ya. And by the way, I forgot to tell you one thing. Besides visualization and manifesting everything into your life, don't forget to take action.